Okay, so everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David. Baruch Hashem, another beautiful sunny day here in Eretz Yisrael. Baruch Hashem, and again we learn always for the well-being of our Chayalim, and they're such nice, wonderful people, mamash every one of them, and they're doing such an amazing job. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu should find for us these our captives. And the soldiers and the captives should all be returned home to their families safely. Okay, so today we're going to continue our learning, Baruch Hashem. We're learning Likutey Halachos, Hilchos Birchas HaShachar, morning blessings, right? And we're learning Halacha Hey. We're in Halacha Hey. Today we're up to 49. We learned a lot about 49, right? And today we're up to letter 49. Isn't that nice? Okay. Okay, so does anyone have any questions from what we did yesterday? Any topics or anything? Just go on. You have a question from Simcha? You want to say something? No? Okay.
I missed it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so let's start. Here we go. So, Mem Tes. V'zeh b'chinas Pesach or Shvuas. Ki Pesach has cholos his karvas Yisrael la'aviyim shebashamayim. Isn't that nice? Pesach is the time when we start coming closer to Hashem. Pesach, right? Pesach is the holiday, is the Yom Tov, the holiday of Emunah, right? We develop our Emunah on Pesach. It's an interesting question. Chazal have an interesting question. They ask, Adar, Chodesh Adar is the month that we determines it's a leap year or not. Right, the Chodesh Adar, so you have first Adar and the second one. So the Gemara is asking, which one should we have Purim in? Right, the Gemara asks a question, which month should we have Purim in? So the answer is, the Gemara gives the answer, you should have Purim in the second month. Why? Because it's closer to the Geula. So it could be Seimich Geula LeGeula. Right, we had a Geula of Purim. Right, we had a redemption. Right, Hashem redeemed us from the decree of annihilation of Haman. Right, and then Pesach is another 4 weeks after that. Right, it's an amazing thing. Right, we have all these holidays. Right, we have every 2 weeks we have a holiday. Starting from Tu B'Shvat. Right, we start Tu B'Shvat, then we have Chodesh, then we have what do you call it? We have Chodesh Nisan. Right, 2 weeks later, right? It's on the 15th, so 2 weeks later. And 2 weeks later, we have today. Well, today now is, tomorrow is going to be Purim Katan, right? That's 2 weeks later, right? And 2 weeks after that is going to be now Rosh Chodesh again, right? And then 2 weeks after that is going to be Purim. And 2 weeks after that's going to be Chodesh Nisan. And 2 weeks after that's going to be, isn't that nice? Every 2 weeks we have something going on. Interesting to think about, right? Baruch Hashem. Okay, so Pesach and Shavuos. So Pesach is the beginning. Is karvas Yisrael Aviyim Shebashmayim. She'oz yotzu mitumas ha'akom oivdei avodah zara sheim bechina shmad lizkarav elav yizbarach l'kol b'rotzon ha'elyon. Right. All right. So while we were in Mitzrayim, we know that we were kind of steeped in the avodah zara. Right. We got stuck in the avodah zara of Mitzrayim. Correct. But that we said, what is that? That's Shmad, right? Moshe Rabbeinu is 345. Shmad is 344. We were stuck in the 344. Right? We were stuck in the Shmad. Moshe Rabbeinu comes and Moshe Rabbeinu teaches us how to get to the Ratzon Elyon. Right?
344.
Shmad. The word Shmad is the numerical value of it is 344. Right? You have Shin. Right, 300. The Mem is 40, and the Dalet is 4. Yeah. Moshe is Mem, Shin, Hey, 3, 4, 5. Oh. See that? It says, Bechinas Pidyon Elyon HaKoilo. So Moshe Rabbeinu taught it, and we learned the whole system, right? We learned the whole system of how Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim, right? We went through that, remember that, right? In other words, we used HaKadosh Baruch Hu was the Aron of Yosef HaTzadik, right? And Yosef HaTzadik was one of the people that passed away, one of the tzaddikim that passed away on Shabbos Mincha, which was Ravid the Ravid, at that special time, right? And Moshe Rabbeinu, right? We said that David HaMelech, even the ha'ara of David HaMelech was still there. Remember we said that because David HaMelech wasn't born yet. But the Mashiach was already in the air because again, Adam Arishan had given 70 years to David HaMelech. Right, so that was already in the air, so he was tapped into that also. But that was how we went from the Shmad, and we went all the way to the Ratzon, all because of the great tzaddikim again. And that's what we learned yesterday. We have to always be connected to the tzaddikim, because when we're connected to tzaddikim, we can get out of any problem that we're in. Ki gulas Mitzrayim bechinas pidyon. Right, we know that the Geula of Mitzrayim was a pigeon. I don't like the translation of ransom. Okay? Pigeon, right? We get it, it's a redemption. Okay? We were redeemed. HaKadosh Baruch Hu redeemed us from Mitzrayim. K'moshe Kosav. V'apoidecha mi beis avodim. Right? And HaKadosh Baruch Hu redeemed us from the house of servitude. Right? We were slaves to Pari and Mitzrayim. He had us building Pisam and Ramsey, right? We had to build these cities, right? We were building the pyramids that they still today can't figure out how we did that, right? Right? They're still bewildered about that, right?
Yeah, they don't know. I just read something about that. Yeah.
Right? They're still bewildered, right? With all the technology and computers and everything today, they still can't figure out how that was done.
No, why not how?
Huh?
Not why, not how. They don't know.
Or how? Yeah, why?
It's amazing, right?
What it's for, they also don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
This thing I saw online, it said, it was talking about how they don't really know. And then they said that precision, they said you can't get a piece of paper between the blocks. They're so finely fitted, you know?
Wow.
I mean, they didn't have machines like we do with lasers and stuff.
No.
Is
that for sure that it was the Jews that built them?
That's what we were built.
I heard they didn't. I heard it wasn't the Jews.
Hashem had built. What were we building?
The stuff we built all sunk. It was all just to demoralize us. We build these things and then they would sink. We built cities that just
okay. All right. Either way. All right. Either way. Okay. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out from the pidyon because we were in the servitude with Mitzrayim. Okay. Very good. Aval zeh pidyon. Well, look at this. Aval zeh pidyon. This pidyon. Hu al yedei bechinas rava de ravin, shu bechinas shleish also tikune de dikna. But this redemption, right? This redemption that we have, like we spoke about a moment ago, is connected to the rava de ravin. This rotzen sheba rotzen, right? The rotzen elyon, right? The same thing we said with Shema Yisrael Hashem, right? The same thing we learned, rotzen elyon, and this is connected to the 13 points of the beard.
You mentioned this before.
Yeah. It's a big Indian in the Zohar, 13. This is part of the 13 principles of faith, right? We have the 13 things that the 13 ways we can darshan the Torah. 13 is a big number, right? Which is shehu bechinas kabbalah satayra she'oz nisgayrin Yisrael, because that's when we all became Jews. Isn't that nice? We were all megayah, right? We all became Jews at kabbalah satayra. We weren't Jews before. Right, the Chassam Sofer, I don't know if I mentioned this before, the Chassam Sofer brings a beautiful idea to prove this fact that we were in this guy, because Moshe Rabbeinu had left his wife, right? And Moshe Rabbeinu was considered a Kohen. But then his wife came, he took his wife back. How was he able to take his wife back? A Kohen can't marry a Krusha, right? She was divorced. A Kohen can't marry her, right? We know that, right? If a Kohen has his wife, and he gets angry at his wife one day, he divorces her, he can't remarry her.
Moshe did that?
No. Moshe Rabbeinu sent away. He sent away. It says he sent her away. That Chazal say it means he sent her away. He got rid. He divorced her. How was he able to take her back? Because we were Megaya. We were new people. We were new people. So you new people, it's no problem.
No, it says, as Rashi explained, they had to go through the conversion process.
We did go through the conversion process, yes. We did. Every Jew, we weren't Jews before Kabbalah Satira. We became the Jewish nation at Kabbalah Satira. We were indoctrinated. Is that the right word to use? I don't know. Is there another word? I don't know what other. Is there another word we could use?
Maybe inaugurated.
Inaugurated. Okay.
Maybe we were. I don't know. That's the right way to do it.
No. Okay. Nisgairin Yisrael K'maisha Perish Rashi Shenichnesu Bahazoa Utfila Kiger. Right. We did the same ideas. Was the tefillah. We went to it was like going to the mikveh. That's why some say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put the Har Chagigas over us, right? So that was like we were, so to say, purified with the mountain over us. That was part of the purification process, right? And we know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was Hafa Haleim Har Chagigas, right? Har Chagigas was Har Sinai. And Hashem said, well, listen, if you're going to take the Torah, good. If not, well, Sham Teya Kruaska.
Spirit of the living daylights out of us.
Well, okay.
Cleansing process.
Yeah. So Kiger. Baal came. Oz b'shvuas be'emes nigla kizokein molei rachmin. We know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu appeared to Klal Yisrael, appeared to us at Kabbalah Torah, that he was a zokein molei rachmin. He was an elderly person. Hashem has no image, but it seemed to us, it seemed to us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was some kind of an elderly individual with that was molei rachamim, right? Like sometimes you see an older person, right? There's a lot of you can see the rachmanis on the person's face, the compassion on the person's face. That was HaKadosh Baruch Hu seemed that way. Shu bechinas tikune dedikna. That's an idea of the different parts of the beard. Shehimshich Moshe Oz Shu bechinas pidyon. Moshe Rabbeinu brought about the pidyon, which was the greatest pidyon, that we left the Ummah, we weren't part of the Ummah's Olam, and we joined to be the chosen nation. That was the greatest thing that Moshe Rabbeinu helped us to achieve, right? Ava b'shas yitzias Mitzrayim, but when we were leaving Mitzrayim at that time, haya kosher lahamshich b'chinas pidyon ha'elyon hazeh. This pidyon was very hard to attain while we were leaving Mitzrayim, because while we were leaving Mitzrayim, the Malachim was saying, hey, these guys are serving Avodah Zarah, and the Mitzrayim are serving Avodah Zarah. What's the difference between the two of them? Right? It was opposition. Right? Al kein haya kosher miyoid yitzias Mitzrayim. Asher machma zeh me'ein batchila Moshe b'shlichusah. And that's why Moshe Rabbeinu, when he was by the burning bush, right? Moshe Rabbeinu was arguing with Hashem for a whole week. Memtes. He was arguing with Hashem for a whole week. Remember that? Right? Moshe Rabbeinu was standing by the burning bush, arguing with Hashem for a week. He didn't want to take on his position. He didn't want to take on his... Why? Because he saw this is going to be something that's going to be almost impossible to achieve. How are we going to do this? How am I going to be able to... Why me? Right? But HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, no, you're the one that's going to be able to achieve the pidyon for Klal Yisrael. Right? Shalach no biyad tishlach. Right? Ki yadua she'ein bekoichay lahamshich bechina hanal. You can't get this pidyon elyon v'shleimus v'hal kain b'vada yikalkulu achakach v'yiyah ma sheyiyah. Moshe Rabbeinu said, how are we going to get this pidyon elyon? Remember we learned this yesterday. Moshe Rabbeinu was on the 50th level, but he didn't know he was on. He didn't believe he was on that 50th level. He was there, but he didn't believe it. And because he didn't believe it, that's why he was able to be there, right? But he said, if you don't have someone that's on the 50th level, how are they going to achieve the pidyon for Klal Yisrael? Because it's not connected to the Rutz and Elyon. They're in the lower place, and they're all the din. It's never going to work. The same way with Moshe Rabbeinu with the menorah, right? He didn't know how to make the menorah. It wasn't he didn't know how to make the physical menorah. He didn't know how to make a menorah that's going to affect every single Jewish person. The light should bring the Ratzon Hashem, the light of Hashem, into every single Jew. Okay, Ikya Hagula Tia al Yedei Mashiach Shehu Moshe Ba'atzmai. Look at these words. This is amazing. Ikra Geula, the main Geula, we're waiting for today, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Geula should be in Tavshin Pei Daled, our year now, right now. We need Geula today, right? Today, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please Hashem. But and who we're going to get the Geula from? Ayadei Mashiach, Shu Moshe Ba'atzmai. And that's why it's brought down in the Zayir HaKadosh in Bereshis Chaf Hey. Because after Moshe Rabbeinu left the world, he went to that place. He went to that Makom, that place of the 50th gate, that place of Ratzon Sheberatzon. He went there. We know that. That's why Hashem had him die. He left the world on Shabbos by Mincha Rava de Ravid. Because he was there. But he was always there. But he didn't know it. He didn't... Yeah.
Tell me again what Rabbin the Rabbin is.
Shalosh Shudas. Time. That's that time, that special time of friendship with friendship. We're very close with Hashem.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Mispashet b'chol dar v'dar b'chol atzadik emes. And Moshe Rabbeinu is extended in every single generation through all of the tzaddikim. Moshe Rabbeinu, that idea of Moshe Rabbeinu, of the Rav and the Ravin, that idea of being able to give over the Torah in a way to touch people's souls, that's all from the koyach of Moshe Rabbeinu. Amazing. All right? Sheheim bechinas Mashiach, and like we said, yesterday we learned about Zerubbabel, remember? Zerubbabel was a great tzaddik. He was helping bring Klal Yisrael back to Hashem. He was working on that, right? So therefore he was called the Mashiach. He was a Mashiach of his time, of that time, because any time you have people bringing Jews back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he's bringing a salvation, right? That's a Mashiach. Okay. Ad sheyigmar ha'geula ayidei bechinas pidyon elyon, until through all of the teachings, through all of the tzaddikim, through all of the svarim, right? We learned all of the time we learn, and we have a lot of different svarim always coming up because the Yetzer Hara wants to bring us suffix, right? He wants us to always have doubt in what we're doing, right? So all the tzaddikim, they write different svarim, and they help us out to clarify things so we can get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, closer to the Ratzon Elyon, right? Because anytime we're trying to get closer to Ratzon, right? Instead we want to leave the Shmad, we want to get to Ratzon, right? Okay. Ach Hashem Yisbarach, hechrichoi, lileilech legolam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, no, you're going to go. You, Moshe, you don't believe you could do this, but you're going anyway. It's kind of hard to argue with Hashem, right? Hashem's telling you have to go. And he's saying, I can't, I'm not the right man for the job. Is that amazing? Think about that. Hashem is telling Moshe Rabbeinu directly, you go and do this job. No, I'm not the right man for the job. You understand what that means? He's not arguing with another man. He's talking to Hashem. Right? If someone tells you you could do this and you can argue. But here, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling you, but he says no. But Hashem says, Ach Hashem Yisbarach hechrichoi leilech ligolam. He said it's incumbent, you're going to go, you're going to do this, you're going to get it done. V'ivtichoi she'iyah imai, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised Moshe Rabbeinu that I'll be with you. You're not going on your own. I'm going to go with you. The same way we learned that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with every single Jew. Is with every single Jew, no matter where we are, right? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Mekomo Shalolam, Ve'ena Oila Mekoimai. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everything of the world. He's everywhere. So that means no matter where we go, wherever we find ourselves, anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world, we're with Hashem, because He's there. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, what are you worried about? You're not going on your own. I'm going to go with you. You're going to get the best protection in the whole world. Me. Hashem says, I'm going to be with you. It's beautiful, right? That you now, Moshe Rabbeinu, you could do this now. Even it's not the final geula. Fine. But we have to get to that point. You have to start somewhere. Right? If you can't get the whole thing, take what you can get. Be happy with what you get. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu was telling Moshe Rabbeinu. Said, it's not going to be the final geula anyway. So why should I go? Hashem is saying, no. But we have to start. This is the starting point. We have to start somewhere. So even though you won't finish it now, but it will get finished and you'll be part of the final finishing also. Like we just said a moment ago, the Zohar says that Mashiach is actually going to be Moshe Rabbeinu. Amazing, right? Lahamchich ha'ara v'hamtaka, to bring this ha'ara, this light, and this hamtaka, this sweetening of from the pidyon elyon, from the Rav, from that special place of rotzen shebaratzen. Aval gam zeh ha'ya ha'ikar b'shas matan Torah. This hamtaka, this thing that we're talking about, this hamtaka, this ha'ara was really part of Kabbalah Torah. You know that, right? Why? Because again, when we came to Kabbalah Torah and we became the Jewish people, we were purged, cleansed from the impurity of the Nachash that placed into Chava in Gan Eden. We were cleansed. We were cleansed.
We were like Adam again.
We were clean, fixed. It was all fixed. Anyone that had any ailments, any problems, they were fixed. Everyone was fixed. Person was missing a leg, he got his leg back. Person was missing, he couldn't see, he saw. Everyone had, everything was fixed, perfect, the way it was supposed to be. So in other words, really, Moshe Rabbeinu brought us, he actually brought us to that place. He brought us to the place of perfection. But we messed it up. Next week's parsha, right? Kisisa, right? B'shas madai. But what?
That's right, because we all have work to do. So
no.
We didn't mess up.
Yeah, we might not be here.
We might not be. It wouldn't be a need for us.
But this is.
This whole game is over then. But
Yossi, this is we're on plan. This is Plan B. Plan A was we don't mess up. We overcome. Plan A was in Gan Eden. Adam and Chava don't eat from the tree.
Yeah.
That was Plan A. Plan B, they ate from the tree. Plan A was we go to Kabbalah Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu comes down. We go straight into Eretz Yisrael. Finished. Game's over. Plan B was we're going to make a golden calf.
So now we're in Plan C.
I don't know what we are.
What a mess.
A mess, yeah. Okay, but we're learning we can fix it. We can fix it. Anytime we connect to the Ratzon Hashem, we can fix the mess. Aval ata b'shas yitzias Mitzrayim, shu koydem matan Torah, hayakoshem oid lahamshich m'bechinas pidyon. But that time, till we got to Kabbalah Torah, right? Till we got to Har Sinai, right? That was a very difficult task to get us from Egypt, right? A place that no one was ever able to leave, right? No one escaped Egypt, right? The Iron Curtain, people did escape, right? People did get out of the Iron Curtain, right? When Russia was Russia. People did. No one got out of Egypt. But we all got out of it. But Moshe Rabbeinu figured out, he got us out of Mitzrayim. That Paro even threw us out. Get out, get out, get out.
He had a little help.
Of course Hashem said, I'm going to be with you, right?
Yeah,
you're not doing this yourself. I'm going to be with you. You're not doing it yourself.
Sure was.
But HaKadosh Baruch Hu always has compassion on us. He always has mercy on us. Hashem gave us something at the night of Pesach that's loy keseder. It's not in order. Usually you have to make certain achievements in order to accomplish to get to whatever you're trying to get to. Correct? We didn't make any. We weren't ready for this ha'ara, this great light that we get on the Leil HaSeder, right? The Leil HaSeder, the night of Pesach, we get a tremendous light. But we didn't yet work the 49 days to get the Shavuos. You understand? But HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us, so to say, a preview. He gives us a preview on Leil Pesach, right? We get a preview. We get this beautiful light. It's known as the Leil Shimurim, right? Leil Shimurim, right? It's the night that we're protected, right? Many people don't even say, they don't have to say Kriya Shema Lamita that night because you have such a protection. It's a night of protection, right? Okay? Right? But again, did we earn it? No. It was Shaloi Keseder. It wasn't in order. It was out of order. We weren't supposed to get there yet. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us something Shaloi Keseder. Shehu Bechinas Pesach Shepasach Al Seder HaMadregas. That's a new one, right? We always know it's a Pesach because HaKadosh Baruch Hu skipped over the houses, right? Right? But here we're saying a different one. HaKadosh Baruch Hu went over the Madregas. He went over the levels to bring us to this level first. A new, different way to look at it. Nice? In the pre-Eitz Chaim, Shar Chag HaMatzos, okay? Okay. Umavaya b'divrenu kama pa'amim, v'haynu she'af al pi shelo yizochu adayin ayidei yesarusa delasata. Even though we didn't yet merit this on things that we did down here, right? There's a concept of isarusa delasata. What's an isarusa delasata? When we awaken and do something down here, we cause an awakening up on high, right? We have to do something down here to make an awakening, and that'll trigger awakening up on high. But we didn't have it really in the Sarusa de Lasata yet. What did we already do? We did something, right? We did something. We had the Dam Mila, right? And we also had the Dam from the blood from the Mila, from the circumcision. We also had the blood from the Carbon Pesach, right? We know what the Carbon Pesach is. Okay. Lebechinas pidyon afal pichein heyel aleihem milamala ha'ora nifla shal yedei zeh nigol. That's how we got out. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he skipped the process. Usually we do something down here and HaKadosh Baruch Hu reciprocates up on high. He does something. We do something down here and it triggers a reciprocation up on high, right? But here HaKadosh Baruch Hu did it on his own. And where did HaKadosh Baruch Hu take it from? We learned. He took it from the place of Ratzah, the 50th gate, because that was higher than all of the courts, the lower courts, because the lower courts were saying, you can't take them out. Hashem said, the heck with that. I'm going to go on a higher place.
Where things are out of order.
Where things are
out of order.
What do you mean?
You said we got something on Pesach night that was out of order. So this is like meaning...
No, it was out of order in the levels. You have to achieve the levels. You have to achieve the 49 gates. You achieve the 49 levels of the Sphira. And then you get to the 50th level.
Right.
And that 50th level is connected to the Ratzah.
Right.
Like we learned the mikvah. If you go to the mikvah, it's so important to go to the mikvah on Shavuos morning, right? Early in the morning, as early as you can. Why? Because that mikvah is the 50th gate. Right, the Zohar we learned that from the Zohar. That's the 50th gate, and that time, that mikvah from Shavuos night is attached to all the times a person will go to the mikvah the year. It draws from that kedusha, draws from that time. From that time, because again, that's the time of 50. That's the time of 50. Hakadosh Baruch Hu attached to the time was from the place of 50. Of the Metzach or Harotzen, the highest place. That's how HaKadosh Baruch Hu did it. But that was out of order. We didn't get there yet. We didn't earn it yet. That's what it meant. It was out of order. He pasach es haseder hamadregas. HaKadosh Baruch Hu skipped over the order of madregas to get to that level.
Right. I guess I don't know if I could say like in the world of Teva, the way you and I operate, and maybe even in those different courts up until 49.
Yeah.
There's like, okay, you expect something happens, there's a consequence, a reaction, but in the 50th where Hashem's in charge, the rules of the game are totally different. It's nothing like you understand.
Nothing.
It's not like you do this and then it doesn't
No.
In fact, I'm going to skip over everything. Yeah, I should judge you.
And that's the secret to get out of any mess that we can. Anytime we connect to the Rutz and Hashem, it doesn't matter what the circumstances are, the parameters, the things that we're trying to achieve in the world. If we tap into the Ratzon Hashem, it transcends anything of nature. It transcends everything. And everything can be put out. Everything can be changed.
And it's literally, in a sense, like Ratz V'Shav, like as a ladder. Like when you're bouncing,
Bucky Ratz, Rebbe says you have to be a Bucky Baratzi, Bucky V'Shav.
You might get those 50s here and there. You might get flashes of them during a day.
No, so Rabbi Nachman has a lesson 25. He talks about the concept of keser. Keser is the highest level. Keser is the highest level, right? No, yeah. Keser is the highest level. But keser also pushes a person back. Keser is involved in pushing us back. Why? Because again, we want to get higher. See, in other words, if you don't go back, you can't get higher. You have to always go down to go up.
Like a spring.
Like a spring, yeah. You have to pull the spring back, and then it'll go. Yeah, like those little kids have those little cars, right? You pull it back, and then zoom, and it goes, right? You ever play with those little cars? You pull it back, it goes zoom.
Keter's on the bottom. I mean, isn't Keter on the bottom?
No. Malchus is on the bottom.
And Keter's on.
Keter is the highest Masfira. Keter is the highest.
And so, like, there's a natural.
The same way, like a keter. One second. The same way a crown goes on the head. It's not part of the guf. It's over the guf.
Yeah. And so there's like a natural gravitational pull that it goes down.
Down, yeah. No, because that we understand gravity. But up there, there's no gravity. Gravity was something Hashem made in this world.
So counting the Omer then is just symbolic for us.
No.
No?
That's actually building, that's earning it.
That's earning it.
Counting the Omer is earning to get to the 50th gate. That's earning it.
Pretty easy way to earn it. I mean, he's giving us a very easy way to earn it. We just say it. I mean,
No. We learned though. So 1 second. If you remember last year, the Mitzvah Hashem will do it again. Every day there's a tikkun you're supposed to make every single day of the Sfira.
Yeah.
It's not just saying the words. You have to make different. You're supposed to have different things in mind during the day. You're supposed to make different rectifications in order to achieve each one of the levels.
But it's still relatively easy. I mean,
Well, okay. Because David, you're in the program, so for you it's easy. But for another person, that may be a very Baruch Hashem. All right. He brought us a ha'ara milmala that was nifla, that was awesome. And that was the secret of how we got out of Mitzrayim. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe Rabbeinu, I'll be with you. Moshe Rabbeinu was on that 50th level. Moshe Rabbeinu was with Hashem in that highest place. But Moshe Rabbeinu never believed he was there. He didn't believe he was there. Unbelievable. The tzaddikim. It's such a fine line.
To believe that he wasn't there in order for him to get there.
Exactly. In other words, he like we said, Betzalel was able to build the menorah right away, make the menorah right away. Betzel Kel, right? Betzalel. He's Betzel Kel. He can make the menorah right away. Why? Because he knew his Rebbe was on that level. He knew, and he was able to tap into that. Because he was so connected to his Rebbe, he was so bound to his Rebbe, he was able to connect to that, and he was able to make the menorah right away. He did it miyad, right away. It said he did it miyad.
Just to we were touching on his emunah tzaddikim, which is everything that
everything.
Look at the power Betzalel had of just trusting in his
Yeah.
And look what he got. Also, the very famous Baal HaTurim on Tetzaveh, which is amazing that we're learning this now.
Yeah.
Of where Moshe Rabbeinu's name is not mentioned
in the Parshat Tetzaveh.
And
I spoke about that in the Parsha class yesterday. Yep.
And same idea that because Moshe Rabbeinu says, wipe me out of your Torah.
But when a tzaddik says something, he just says something, it's so important. It means so much. We don't even understand the level of what our speech really can do. We don't understand it. We don't understand when we say something, there's a big ramifications for it. Right? It's not stam. I'll just say something. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never harm me. It's not true. It's not true. Names can harm a person. What things that he say can actually harm us really. Right? The Chavetz Chaim teaches that, what is it? When a person speaks Lashon Hara, Rechilos, right? He speaks different things he shouldn't speak about other people. So, the Satan, he takes the words that person said, and he plays the game of Scrabble with those words. You ever play Scrabble?
Yeah.
Right, Scrabble, right? It's a nice game, right? You know who made the game of Scrabble? The Satan. The Satan made the game of Scrabble. That's his game. That's his game. What he takes is he takes the words of the person spoke a lashon hara. Right, the guy sitting there speaking for 5-10 minutes about this guy. He did this. He went there. He did this, and this guy. You know what he did? Oh, and then this guy did this. Right, all of that. Right, that stuff. Right. So he takes all of those words and he lays them all out, and now he makes a case against the person that was speaking. He uses the person's words against the individual that was speaking the lashon hara. You understand that? So speaking lashon hara, you're actually bringing opposition against yourself. Did you know that? He's playing the game of Scrabble, right? Yeah. So Moshe Rabbeinu says, "Macheni na misifrecha." So in other words, it has to come true.
Is there a reason why stuff came in Moshe Tzava that Moshe's not mentioned?
Well, even the parsha starts off Ve'ata Titzaves Bnei Yisrael. Usually it's Vaydaber Hashem Moshe Leima Daber El Bnei Yisrael. Yeah.
So why did God get this parsha not?
Well, that's an interesting.
I didn't see that in the Baal Tuna, but he does say at the end. You might know this. Like there's the gematria of I guess how many letters or words there are in the parsha. That parsha, this parsha Tetzaveh equals the Malach Malchiel, which is the Bechina of Moshe Rabbeinu. Like there is still an illusion.
An illusion of Moshe Rabbeinu in there. There's an illusion, but he's not beferish. Not beferish.
I don't know, but nevertheless, the words of Tzaddik are very powerful.
Very powerful. There we go. We'll mask him to that. We're masking that the words of the tzaddik is very, very powerful, and there's a lot of meaning. It is okay. So again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, just understand this idea, right? So where did the whole geula from Mitzrayim come from? It came from that place of Ratzon. It came from that place of the Ratzon Elyon, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu took it shaloi keseder, not in order, and got us out. Because again, the seder is, we have to do something down here. We have to have that Isarusa de Lasata down here. We have to do something down here, and then it triggers something up on high. But here, we didn't really do anything, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu still gave it to us because he wanted to get us to Har Sinai. That was the whole point of the whole creation of the world, was to bring us to accept the Torah. That was the whole point. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings us to Har Sinai, but Moshe Rabbeinu, we said, didn't want to take on his mission. He didn't want this mission. Because he said, I'm not going to bring the Jewish people to their final tikkun. I'm not going to bring the world to the final tikkun. But Hashem said, that's not your business. You still have to take care of what I ask you to do. You're going to do this. I need you to do this. You're the man. You do this. But Moshe Rabbeinu says, I'm not capable. I'll be with you. We'll get it done. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. To understand Moshe Rabbeinu is unbelievable if you really think about it. Wow. Okay. V'al kein. Onu mechayavim le'echol matzah shu bechinas man. Therefore, when it comes to Pesach, we eat matzah, right? Lechem oni, right? Sha'onim all of devarim habe, right? That's what Chazal say, right? The matzah, right? We speak a lot about the matzah, right? Everyone's speaking about how expensive it was, right? Yeah. Onim devarim habe, right? All of them. You become an oni. You become an oni after you buy. Yeah. No, but Baruch Hashem here now, so it's not so bad. In America, it's I don't know those guys.
Ridiculous.
$80 a pound for matzah. They're crazy. Mom is crazy. They're crazy. No. This one place. No, some of them are cheaper, but this one place, they know everyone wants their matzah, so $80.
Well, and I bet you it'll be sold out.
It's sold out.
Wow.
Yeah. Not only that, they tell you like this: you can get 3 pounds of shleimim, but you have to take with the 3 pounds. You have to take shvarim. You have to take another pound of shvarim, and then they'll charge you like $75 for the broken one. Okay. All right, whatever, but they should all be well. Okay. The lechem min hashamayim. The man is lechem min hashamayim. The man is lechem min hashamayim. The matzah is an aspect of the man. You see that? When you eat your matzah, it could taste like anything. You see that? It's like man. You know that? Eating your matzah, it could taste like anything you want. The same way when we ate the man, you can have in mind to be whatever you'd like it to taste like, and it tasted like that. Matzah is a bechin of that too. Beli shum asiya v'tir the klal. You don't have to do, because we learned about matzah, right? When you make bread, you have to, it's a whole science, right? The whole science to make the bread, right? You have to have the yeast, it has to rise, you have to mix with the eggs, all the things. And the way you put the sugar, there's a whole,
Scientist.
what?
See, he's a scientist.
Scientist, right? It's a science, right? Shalom, right? Is it a science?
It's chemistry, it's chemistry, physics.
Yeah, it's chemistry, physics, right? It's very complicated. But to make matzah, what do you ever see the guy do it, right? Yeah, the whole thing is 18 minutes, right? You get that little bowl there. You ever watch the guys do that? You get the bowl, right? And they throw the flour in there, and then when they as soon as the water touches it, the clock starts. And the guy, he's mixing up the thing, right? And he throws out the piece, and it's amazing, right? There's no science to it. There's no science to it at all, right? Hey, did you watch it? You ever went to dip? Is it possible we can go to a matzah bakery here?
For sure. You got my mind. First of all, two things. One is...
You know a place we can go?
I do. I'm glad it would be a nice thing as a...
Wait, let's go as a chabura.
One is, I like that you're speaking about Pesach and matzah. I read yesterday that Adar is Purim, is Vinahafahu.
Yeah.
And so the Vinahafahu is, let's start talking about already like Nisan, like I know 30 days before.
No.
Elul, you're right. It said Elul. It's a Hafafu, meaning it's okay, fine. Anyway.
No. He said that's why Purim is in Adar Beis, because then it's close to Saimer Geula Legula, right? That's why. Notice why did Chazal institute that would make Purim in the second Adar? You maybe would think it would be in the first one.
Right.
No, it's in the second one.
But we have Purim Katan is coming up.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. So,
tonight.
So just, the comment, very good. Beitar has a read on this. And anyway, Beitar has one, and you rent the spot for like an hour.
All right, let's do it. Let's set it up.
And
You can make your own
cheaper
box.
than $80, and I think we could probably resell it for more.
No, we're not selling. No, we're not selling.
There's somebody in Efrat who has matzah.
Yeah.
I'm saying we go in Efrat most of
Okay, all right, we can, okay. Bechinas lechem and hashemayim b'lishum tirda klal, right? Bechinas v'gam seda lo'asu lahem, right? We went out of Mitzrayim. Could you believe that? We went out, all these people. Millions of people went out, right? There were 600,000 men, right? So can you imagine with all the younger ones, the older ones, that were older than 60, right? And all the women, right? They weren't counting it, but they didn't take anything with them. They didn't take anything. They didn't take a sandwich, no sandwiches. They didn't take, all their provisions. Just left. That was Emunah right there, right? We're leaving Egypt. We're leaving our homes, right? We had all the stuff there, right? And we're leaving everything. They went to say the loyasal. They didn't take any. They didn't take provisions with themselves. But loyasalem shenema bepasik vayoifu es habotzek ugais matzais. Right? They left with the sack, right? The sack on their shoulder, right? And then the sun baked it, right? And that's how they got their matzah. That's where the matzah came from. Remember, ugais matzais, right? Off with it. It was baked. And it was done, but the whole point that it was done without any tircha, right? Anything, right? They had the dough, they were prepared it, right? And it just did it by itself.
In a way, the same thing happened here 75 years ago. People came here with nothing. Nothing. Both from the Sephardim and the Ashkenazim, they came here with nothing.
Well, they had nothing to start with.
I mean, they didn't leave anything behind. They just had nothing.
No, but
and they came to this place where, with Arabs and swamps and, wow, amazing.
Yeah. If you trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's where it's all about. Trust in Hashem and see all the bracha and all the Yeshua, and that's what it's all about. And again, how do you do that? You always trust. You believe in the teachings of the tzaddikim and in the tzaddikim. Because when you believe in the teachings of the tzaddikim, you can connect to the Ratzon. Connecting to the Ratzon is the answer. Okay, we finished now the 49. And the Mitzvah Hashem will do Nun tomorrow. I want to wish everyone a wonderful day. And we should hear good news and good tidings. And everyone should hear, okay, B'Sorah Tova.